What is up, crypto gang? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack our cryptocurrency and blockchain education. If you guys are brand new here, we do a small little giveaway at the beginning of every single episode. Today's winner is Charles Ravenscroft. There were over 100 comments on the previous video. There was an NRG giveaway, and that is going to be announced over the next week. And congratulations to Charles for commenting on the previous video. I just sent you an NFT. If you guys want a chance to win on this video, like this video, turn those notifications on and be subscribed, comment with your wallet address about the subject that I'm going to be going over in this video. And you're definitely not going to want to miss this one. I sit down with Sebastien, the COO and co-founder of the Sandbox. Sandbox is a massive deal, and it is getting much bigger in the crypto space. If you guys are not familiar with Sandbox, definitely check out the previous videos that I've done on the Sandbox describing what it is and how it works as a virtual world and all the different gaming components that go into it, especially some of the really exciting games that are rolling out in the metaverse. So without further ado, let's jump into this interview where I go through all the different components that are coming for the Sandbox, some of the exciting features for landowners that are rolling out, the alpha, and a lot of really great information. So stick around to the end and let's dive into this interview with Sebastien. All right, guys, today I am joined by the COO and co-founder of the Sandbox, Sebastien Borget. Thanks so much for joining us. And how are you doing today, Sebastien?
Hi, Steve. I'm very well, thank you. It's a great Friday night, almost the end of the day for me, so it's great.
Yeah, I'm excited to dig into this. I know a lot of people out there are, eager to hear what stage you guys are at about the alpha and things like that. But before we get into kind of the details, let's hear a little bit about your background. Like, what got you into gaming, and especially what got you into blockchain-focused gaming and NFT?
Oh, wow, that's a long story short. I've been an entrepreneur, always diving into new technologies. So for close to 14 years with my business partner, we co-founded companies that always were using new technologies, and we were pioneers. I spent a decade into mobile gaming, where we launched the original Sandbox franchise. Back then, it was a game on iOS and Android, where we always aim to turn players into creators and allow them to create games without any single experience of coding, of programming. It became a large success, had 40 million install at peak, 70 million creation made by the users. And well, at some point toward the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, we were in discussion with Animoca Brands, which we met back then, also a game studio based out of Hong Kong, focused on IPs. We saw the first crypto kitties and the first crypto punks, and I've been diving into blockchain for a year already before, like for the technical aspects, the mining, how the protocol works. So when we saw CryptoPunks, CryptoKitties, we immediately saw the potential of applying this technology to just allow anyone to make their own NFTs, basically. And why would they do that? They would do that because then it would allow users to own their content, and as such be able to transfer it to another user or put it for sale on the marketplace or use it on another way directly. Super easily, and that really matched with the DNA of Sandbox. Sandbox has always been a user-generated content platform. We were limited in the way we could reward those creators, or the creators could actually earn a revenue from their creation. And now we had the technologies that could allow us to solve. So immediately we saw and we applied UGC and NFTs, and that's basically how we deep dive into NFTs. I've been myself also like very active and be engaged in the space as a collector. I've been buying NFTs and testing out a lot of products. I became the president of the Blockchain Game Alliance, which is an organization that regrouped 235 members in the industry, pushing and promoting for adoption of blockchain within the video game industry.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I read up a little bit on that, the Blockchain Gaming Alliance, and that's fantastic that everybody's trying to kind of form together and work together in some respect. It's really cool to see that. So In terms of the team, you started with your co-founder. How big is the team currently? Because you guys have been building for a while. So I'm always curious of how quickly you guys grew and how big is it currently?
Well, the team has been growing significantly. We are now over 100 people in various locations, really global. Argentina for R&D, France and Europe for marketing, level design, game design, and Asia as well, where we have a lot of our user base, Korea being our second market and second community, China and Japan as well, and expanding into Southeast Asia, exploring Philippines, Malaysia, etc. Overall, very international team that contributes to build Sandbox, and with a goal to keep growing as we're accelerating the production of all the key tools that makes our platform. So on one side, the creation tools like Box Edit, the Game Maker, the Marketplace, and on the other side, all the play side that will engage and offer play to earn experience for user with the clients and multiplayer.
Nice. And in terms of the current landowners, I know at the time of recording this and when I last checked, there were 5,600 landowners. So from a high level, as landowners ourselves at Grow Your Base, how could you describe to someone that's brand new to Sandbox how the economy works? Like, you have land, you have sand. Could you just give us a quick rundown on how everything fits together?
So, well, good news, like we've been growing as a community, and I think to the latest count, we're now 7,200 landowners.
Wow.
Land, it's a digital asset. It's first and foremost, it's a digital piece of like place where you can upload your creation, upload your experience that you made with Game Maker, and use it to interact, play with the content, with your NFTs, and with other users. So typically in Sandbox platform, you need a land to place it and allow other you to place it on a map. So choosing a location and allow other users to discover, come with their avatar, start playing that game, potentially engaging with all the monetization aspect behind, such as the NFT gating or the NFT rewards. Socialize with other users if it's a hub and becoming more multiplayer. And obviously, lands also being NFTs also allow other use cases. Those other use cases, they could be rented to other creators if you're not a creator yourself. Mm-hmm. And they could be used also for staking sand and generating resources for other users.
Got it. Yeah, I think how you guys have really maintained the ability to make it easy to create NFTs, I think is really important. And you guys have nurtured that really well, which has led to all of these users signing up. And now that you're past over 7,000 landowners, that's quite the accomplishment. So I applaud you guys on just making it easy for people to really get involved and not hyper complex, because I think that's something that the whole space struggles with, is the user experience just in general of even sending payments back and forth. It's just really not, it's still kind of difficult. So what type of like tools do you guys, currently have, tools and programs that are allowing people to go on and build?
Well, offering tools that enables to create fun content and high quality content was like essential. That's where we all started and where we come from. Like, we've been building Sandbox, this new version, for 3 years now. We started not by launching a token or not by launching the lands. We started just by offering Box Edit, the 3D editor, to a community of artists. Then we opened lands as NFTs. And then we added the token, which is the utility and access token of the platform. So we've always been keen to build and work with our community, see what the community makes with those tools, and improve them with their feedback. So it's really amazing to see every morning on our social feeds, on our various social media channels, including Discord or Telegram, what they are making, and also the feedback they provide in terms of like, you can improve this here. You can help us to be faster or more efficient if you change this or change that. The second key component as a creation tool on Sandbox, obviously, is the game maker. It's a software you install on your PC and Mac and allows you just by drag and dropping the NFTs into your scene to play with them almost instantly. Like they come with behaviors, you can tweak some of them, you can add specific components, and you can create more complex things after playing around with the different settings. And we're encouraging creators, we're encouraging bringing more and more creators in the space through various initiatives. Our foundation has been supporting with a creator fund and a game maker fund at more and more creators. So 150 artists, 50 game studios supported by the foundation to create content and be the first to publish on the Sandbox. Game jams, which are like competition, limited time, where you use the tool to produce a game based on a certain thematics, and you can earn a prize at this competition, 350,000 SAN in total for the game jam that's closing, I think, this week. And tutorials, education. The Game Maker Academy provides various tutorials, guidelines. And finally, streamers, people from the community themselves, sharing the knowledge, explaining what they do. And from all of those elements are going to come to grow an ecosystem where more users know how to use the tool and build with them. Mm-hmm. Those users, they will be, some of them are making it just a hobby. Some of them will become a job and they can earn a revenue stream. And from being individuals, they can also be professional studios, companies that hire more people around, train them as well, and onboard them to basically become active stakeholders, active contributor to the Sandbox ecosystem. And the success of these people, having people who get this job that earn a revenue, their success will in turn become the success of the platform. That's why for us, becoming a landowner or becoming a creator in Sandbox, it's an active engagement, but you're also a way, and that's unique thanks to blockchain technology, to be very rewarded for the contribution and value you bring. Mm-hmm. Landowners, typically, they buy lands, they make that investment or that expense initially. They are not just going to sit on the land and do nothing. They are stakeholder of the success. They are in a way that they are going to hire a creator. They are going to hire architect, artists to turn the ideas they have for their land into something, some reality. The virtual reality that can be played in Sandbox, obviously. And hence they contribute to the growth of the ecosystem and to this economy. That's also something I think very unique in the sense like we are all the same. All our incentives are aligned into bringing success, bringing people, attracting new users on the platform as well, and basically sharing the benefits of what NFT brings overall to the community.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Well said. I do love how easy it is. And shout out to Lucas on the Grow Your Base team. He went through and actually learned how to create a little mini game on one of the plots that we have. And it's always exciting to see just people interacting with a virtual world like this, because it is such a fun and cool experience that a lot of people haven't seen yet. Like a lot of the world doesn't know that this type of thing exists. So in terms of the collaborations you guys have, I mean, there've been some big name brands coming in and working with you guys, large video game companies, legendary video game companies. In terms of what, I guess your favorite, I know they're all your favorite, but the ones that are currently going on now, and then what are some that you're looking forward to that are coming to Sandbox that everybody can look forward to and get excited about?
Well, first of all, I love to see what you guys have been starting to create. Like that spawns my curiosity, and something like now you said it on the stream, you're going to need to show it somewhere on social media, and we'll play it, we'll review together. That's engaging. Now, like Sandbox has more than 140 IPs and partners on its map as of today. There's many more that are going to be added in the upcoming major land sale that should be announced very soon. every partner, what I love is every partner offers something new to their community and to Sandbox in general. Like some partners are like more focused in video game, and our big name into video games. So we can think of Atari, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Animoca Brands. We do have the CryptoKitties, and there's a few that I'm really excited to announce soon, but still I can't. Music, recently on the last Lancer, we announced deadmau5, Richie. We're going to continue there and announce also other styles of music coming to Sandbox. Quite exciting, and open the possibility of like what you can experience in Sandbox: games, adventures, stories, quests, but also like virtual concerts, virtual shows, fashion show, why not? And all of that can happen into the metaverse. We're also working to get family friendly or Hollywood type of content. So we brought the Smurf, we brought the Care Bears. There are bigger, globally known IPs that I'm dying to tell you. Basically, like, I know I've been saying that for a long time, but we're finally ready to announce it. It's very exciting. And well, you will not want to miss that one. Basically, that's all I can say for now. And I really hope that once we announce it, people will start to see very differently all the potential of that and not think of them like those are smaller, less known brands, but oh wow, now wow, basically. All right, enough said. And no, I think like I've been always passionate by user-generated content, seeing what creators do. So something that really surprised me recently is like once we started to announce the idea to really fully embrace the idea of becoming an opening NFT metaverse, letting any community, though not only taking brands that comes from the physical real world, but also enabling any brand that are part of the NFT culture, I would say. So crypto, banks, Meebit, Bored Ape, Zedrun, and many other, to say like, you own those NFT, but you know what? Now, thanks to interoperability, you will be able to use those NFTs, interact with them, and make Sandbox your new playground. So if I take, let's talk about Bored Ape, because that's one of the best examples, but also you own a Bored Ape and you'll be able to get a matching representation of that ape that you can use as a game character. Could be your avatar, will be unique, will look like your 2D image, and open a lot of other use case behind for that NFT. I'm not going to reveal everything yet, but the thing that amazed me the most is like the community behind the Bored Apes is very engaged. They are very creative as well. And from the moment we started to bring and collaborate with the core Bored Ape team, all the communities, they understood this deep relationship they could have with that favorite brand, not only through NFT ownership, but also through neighborhood inside the metaverse. And hence, they started to really try to gather the apes next to the apes headquarters, or you name it as you want. Mm-hmm. And that's a phenomenon that we're starting to see all across a Sandbox metaverse, where indeed you want to be the neighbor of your favorite brand. You want to be the neighbor of Atari. You want to be the neighbor of Winklevoss twins. You want to be the neighbor of Pranksy, Metakovan, all those key people that are part of the NFT culture. And we think it's just great that it represents, like, people assimilate that relationship of proximity as also like when they will be with their avatar and playing real geographical proximity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that the Bored Apes community is pretty fantastic. I've been following that closely, and it is fascinating to see how creative they are. And I did see you share that the avatar that was the 3D ape that looked really really cool. And I like that idea that communities can drop in, create a little headquarters and an event, and everybody can go in and really visualize and interact with these NFTs in a new way. It's really, really, really exciting.
It's very collaborative. It's decentralized. Like we have no control. The community itself comes up, builds it, decides, and runs this, and that's fantastic as well.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about what's available now and the alpha. We've gotten a few questions about when everything is coming out, and I just wanted to see if there are any updates when the alpha is going to be ready for everybody to dive into.
Yes, basically we haven't launched the alpha in the way we wanted, and the main reason is we were not satisfied with the experience based on our test. It was not fun enough, and we didn't think it would keep people engaging and coming back enough. Mm-hmm. So we continue to work to add systems, to polish the content and so on. And we'll take a phased rolled approach where we'll be introducing first and most likely only the main hub, the place where your users can connect and socialize, discover, test out a lot of the new features and system we've put in place, get a taste of what's coming. Then towards the end of the year, we'll be launching probably one or multiple play to earn seasons with more content, even better game features, fight, 3C, quest, leaderboard, we're working on it, etc.
Got it.
It's important, and I know it's hard. Believe us, it's as hard. If it's hard for you, it's also hard for us not to launch immediately. But we truly think that it's not about launching. It's all about the journey and making sure that we create the right incentive. We demonstrate a good alpha of what play to earn means and give tools for creators for them to engage and monetize and retain and reward the users that won't participate. Opening and then being empty, opening and having no reason to come back the next day, those are unfortunately not going to play in our favor or in creators' favor. Mm-hmm. And it will be hard after that to just recover, basically. Once you open and someone, even if he had a lot of passion for the products, finds that, well, so what? Or it's not so great. I'm not sure. What are the chances that person will come and try a second time after? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why it's sometimes better to just keep working, keep building. Sure, everyone can see what we build, and we release creator tool updates on regular basis so the creators can leverage the updates we make. And we communicate with landowners. We have streams, we have newsletter to update them also on those of those new change and things we introduce for the better and for making sure that we are building a metaverse that is true to the vision we projected.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Well said. And that's a good segue into what's coming in the future for landowners. Like, what can people like myself and for everybody out there that's holding land, what can we look forward to?
Well, two things we already announced to landowners. Essentially, one is called NFT gating, the capacity to decide if access to your land will be free for everyone or will be limited to people who hold a certain NFT into their wallet, hence offering like monetization system behind. And season reward, which allows you to define how you're going to reward users based on certain progression across your lands. So you can decide like if a user comes visit one of your land, he will earn a reward X. But if the user comes back every day and finish all your games, he might earn a reward that's like this, 10X. And there's multiple tiers in between so that you can create like that comeback design and that motivation that users will want the top, the most scarce reward to be engaged and play through the content. You put time to create, you put a lot of effort for them to discover. Beside that, we are thinking on many ways on how to improve the navigation on the map, how to make the map more searchable, more easy to find lands for sale, to discover content into lands. We have a lot of ideas around avatars as well, how we are going to introduce avatars. What does it mean, avatar as your identity into the metaverse? That's something that we're approaching, and we're approaching in a way always, how do we start here? And then how do we use what we started, enabling any creator to do the same, but for themselves in a user-generated manner.
Got it. So the finale question that I want to ask you, you're somebody who's been plugged in for a long time. You've been building metaverse for quite some time, and you have your just hand on the pulse. So what are you excited about with NFTs? Excluding Sandbox for now, what are you really looking at, and what are you super excited about every day when you come online and you look at the progress of something in the NFT space?
The question is getting trickier and trickier year after year, because it used to be very easy to name projects because there was just a few handfuls coming out.
Yeah.
Now, what excites me the most is like the NFT ecosystem as a whole has evolved. It has many more actors, people who comes with ID, people who create either original NFT collection of content and aggregate communities around them, people who launch new type of marketplaces with different either type of art that can be created, royalty mechanism, or other parameters, curation of content as well, like they help to bring new art to audience, to leverage and find new talents in communities. I was just running for the Blockchain Game Alliance 2 hours before a panel which involved like key actors into the virtual world ecosystem. So people who start to leverage the digital assets around virtual world, such as lands and more, to build their own business on top of it. Business where you can become a virtual real estate agent and start to sell and promote those land. A business where you found your own game studio and you provide creator for hire services for others. Business where you are an NFT fund specialized in land, or instead of being specialized into crypto art, for example, or specialized into gaming assets, or player guilds. I think you might have seen today, like Yield Gaming announced that they just raised around again $4 million led by Bitcraft. Very exciting for me. Play to earn. They are leading the way into play to earn and leveraging different games and the community aspect of them to train and bring more revenue to users as a group instead of as alone, and all with an economic system around, and all of that without asking for the permission of the said game. So that's the beauty of also being decentralized. DAOs that start to acquire land, to acquire sand, to train creators, and then publish those games made by their creator or for others. They are acquiring value through their commitment and investment into the asset of the platform. And at the same time, they are bringing value by publishing content, creating content, and so on. So also a lot of those DAOs NFTs, when they do more than just buying NFTs to let them sleep, but they leverage those as assets for play to earn with Yield Gaming, or for content creation, curation, publication, is also something really exciting. And because there's so many that I'm trying to keep up to speed with everything. A few of them I mentioned, obviously, like all the games from Animoca brands. But I did mention about Yield Gaming, Axie Infinity, So Rare, Formula One Delta Time, NBA Top Shot. A lot of those games as well. I'm very excited to see the growth, the fact that we're all enlarging the overall industry. We show that there's a real market shaping here, and some of them are leading with high number of DAUs. All of that is very exciting.
Yeah, I totally agree. And 2-3 years ago, like you said, it's like just a handful of projects, and now you can't even keep up with everything that's going on. It's just grown so fast and still every day there's new projects coming out, and it's just, it's exciting and just crazy all at the same time, but a very, very, very exciting space. Well, those are all the questions I have for you, Sebastien. All the links will be in the description below for everybody that's listening and watching this, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Steve. If I may have just a concluding word, like we're trying really to grow the Sandbox ecosystem. So if you have an idea, if you want to start your own creator for a hire studio and indeed hire other people to come and be builders together, you want to start something that use lands or other NFT of Sandbox, talk to us. Like we'd love to support you and help that ecosystem grow together with us.
Awesome. Well said. Well said. Well, like I said, all the links will be in the description. Thank you, Sebastien, for coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
That is it for my interview here with Sebastien. He's a fantastic guy and a great builder. It's really exciting to watch this come together. And as a large landholder and a co-founder of Grow Your Base, we are really excited to watch this grow and also be part of that growth. So we're building on our land in very, very cool ways. More on that in the future. Definitely going to want to stick around and sign up for Sandbox alerts and things like that, because there's a lot going on. And as Sebastien mentioned in the interview, there's some really big names coming out. I don't know what they are personally yet, but I'm definitely going to be covering here on the channel when they roll out these big internationally known brands. They're already working with things like Atari and some of these big mega gaming companies that are getting into the metaverse, and it's really exciting to see that unfolding. So that is it for this episode. Slap a like, turn notifications on, and I will see you on the next episode here on Hack Crypto.